Now, live from the Blind Ninja Studios in Western Wisconsin, a show with no purpose, hosted by experts at drinking, and they're almost definitely wearing pants. It's time for the Department of Offense. Welcome to episode 133 of the Department of Offense. I'm your host, Casey. Joining me, as always, is Carlo.
Right over here.
And Matt.
Oh, howdy.
And nobody else.
Rick.
That's right. That's a call out because Rick said he was going to be here and he's not.
Because we're not tired from camping either, right?
No, I'm never tired from camping. I'm rejuvenated and excited, and I didn't have to poop a whole bunch when I got back.
Why, did you eat a block of cheese?
No, Carlos, I did not eat a block of cheese. We did eat slug cheese, though.
What?
Yeah.
We did eat slug cheese.
We ate slug cheese.
Slug cheese?
So...
What, do you like ground up slugs and put in your cheese?
We have to start at the beginning. So, the first night we're there, we're having a good time, right? We eat some sandwiches, we drink some beers, and then we go to bed. And about in the middle of the night, we hear rustle, 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 thump, crunch, 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 rustle, rustle, rustle. And we're like, we all figured it was somebody else.
I was asleep.
Okay, I thought it was Pete. Pete thought it was you. So, and we're all in different tents, and we don't really know what's going on. So we just kind of ignore it. And then in the morning, we wake up, and there's sandwich shit strewn all over the place. There's chips eaten and gone. That was our first run-in with Charlie. Charlie's an asshole.
Is he a bear?
No, Charlie's a raccoon. So then
I swear that first night though, Peter probably didn't latch it all.
Oh yeah, no. So Pete didn't close.
He was the last to grab sandwiches
the whole way. So Charlie got at the sandwiches.
So Pete screwed you guys over then?
Yes.
He swears he didn't.
But Charlie only ate 10 sandwiches, so we still had a bunch of sandwiches left.
10 sandwiches.
And then there was some clod in there. I'm like, all right, I'll just throw these away.
Yep.
And no one else wanted to eat the sandwiches.
Yeah, no. Then nobody else wanted to eat sandwiches.
So that was more sandwiches for us.
Get rabies. So Matt and I ate the rest of the sandwiches.
I had 4 of them when we got back from the beach. It was great.
I would just grab a sandwich every once in a while, munch on it. It was pretty great. So the next night, Charlie had eaten a bag of Doritos that day.
We were gone.
Yeah, no. So we went to town for a bit.
I told Peter to go put those ones away too. He left those out.
And Charlie had eaten an entire goddamn bag of Doritos.
I didn't even get to have one Dorito.
Yeah. The entire bag of Doritos gone.
No, Peter opened it and started eating them, and I told him to put them away, but he just left them sitting on top of the box. He's like, I put a bag over it. I'm like, he still smells food.
Charlie could move the bag. So then we get a little smart, and we box all of our food up, and we set it off in the corner, and we're going to play a game. So we start playing Coup. We started playing Coup, and I have my headlamp on, and I hear something off in the corner, and I kind of look over, and I'm like, hey! And fucking Charlie, he's sitting there, he looks at us, he's like, oh shit! So he grabs the nearest thing that he can and tries to run away. And so we all chased after Charlie.
It was my canopy bag. He started dragging that away.
It was a big blue canvas bag.
And then all of us got up off the table and we're like, hey! And then he scurries off, and then we see him over on the other side of Peter's tent over there just staring at us. And then he runs off again because Rick was going to try and chase him.
Did he bring the bag with him?
No, he didn't.
He dropped the bag.
He dropped the bag.
Which was good. So then we're like, okay, fine. We're good. Whatever. We're fine. So we go back to playing again. And then 10 minutes later, there's fucking Charlie trying to steal shit again. And
was he super fat at this point?
Oh yeah, no, Charlie was so fat. And so we finally hang up all the food and put it all up out of Charles's reach, and we're good. And Charlie shows up once or twice more that night.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Rick had a bashing stick ready.
Yep, yeah.
He was planning Charlie's death the entire weekend.
Rick really wanted to kill Charlie.
He was gonna go get some antifreeze and put it on some food and then put it in the corner.
That would end well.
And then we're like, "There's so many dogs here that
You're
people
gonna
bring.
Kill a
You're
dog.
gonna kill a dog."
Or a drunk person.
Ooh, a sandwich.
Ooh, a blue sandwich.
I've never seen a blue sandwich before.
So anyway, so then I go to bed. A couple of the guys are still up, And apparently Charlie then just showed up and started just like circling my tent.
Yeah, he did. And then he like went into the flap or whatever, and we're like, should we just let it be? And we're like, no. So he scared it off, and they're like, Charlie was just in your tent, man. And like,
Charlie was trying to
What?
assassinate me.
what?
Stupid Charlie.
He's gonna eat your face.
Casey, one night that was fun. Casey was really drunk, and he was going to bed, and me and Peter and everyone were sitting outside or whatever. And we're like, Casey, we got Star Wars fruit snacks. He's like, oh, fruit snacks? And he got really excited, and he had to go pee or whatever. So he came out of his tent, and we didn't have any fruit snacks.
They didn't.
They
They lied to me.
We did have fruit snacks, but he had to go find them. We
Yeah, no,
mostly
no.
did it because we wanted fruit snacks, and we didn't want to find them. So we
So they
convinced
tricked
him
me,
to come
Carlos.
out.
They tricked me with fruit snacks.
He was in his underwears, ready for bread.
Yeah, no, I was in bed in my sleeping bag, ready to sleep.
Ooh,
And they were
fruit
like,
snacks.
Motherfucking Star Wars fruit snacks. I'm like, oh yes, I am coming for this. This is gonna be awesome. I get out there, and they're like, oh yeah, no, there's no fruit snacks. And there was murderous rage in my heart.
No, what was this about stale cheese?
Oh, anyway, yeah, sorry.
Slug cheese.
So slug cheese. So when Charlie left the cooler open, the slugs went into the cooler.
Oh,
And then we're making breakfast a day or so later, and I'm putting cheese in the pot, and I pouring cheese. Oh, look, a slug! Throw the slug out.
And he's like,
Pouring
should we use it? Like, yeah, just use it.
And so then it's slug cheese.
Who knows how much cheese he crawled over while he was in
I like
there.
all of it. We
We did-
baked the crap out of that cheese, and it was delicious.
But yeah, the weather fucking sucked all
The
weekend.
weather blew and didn't. I
At
don't know.
least it wasn't actually raining though. It was
Yeah.
just misty and foggy all weekend.
Yeah, no, it was.
Wow.
Like,
the
did you
trees
ever-
were crying on us.
Did you ever see the movie The Mist?
no.
Okay, well, it
I'm
was like
familiar
that.
with it, like the fact that I'm assuming that there's mist everywhere.
It was that
Yeah.
thick of mist everywhere.
Yeah, there was like maybe
We were walking on the
100 feet of
boardwalk, and
visibility.
then we'd start getting rained on, and we realized the trees were
because
just
around
collecting-
here it was just beautiful. Last couple
Yeah,
days.
no,
Yeah,
no,
I know, that's
and
what we hear.
We fucking wake up this morning, birds are chirping, blue skies, not a cloud in sight.
Yeah, I
We're like,
woke
"You
up.
fuckers are
I woke up
leaving."
early and watched the sunrise on the beach. It was nice.
It was well, good for you, man. I slept very, very
Mhm.
well.
Peter and all them slept very well because, well, Peter also took a NyQuil. I found out last night because he's getting
really?
a cold, so he really slept well last night.
Well, crap. So, Carlos, what have you been up to?
I have not done a whole lot this week. There was something I did, but I forgot between when I did it and now what it was. So, yeah,
Impressive.
yeah, there was something I did, but
This growler was too full.
we did read the what was the Gary Gygax?
The Gary Gygax doc. Yeah, we're gonna release a show later this week. That we're gonna talk about that in more detail. But yeah, we got a preview copy of the Gary Gygax biography. Biography. And
If you don't know who Gary Gygax is, who's Gary Gygax?
Gary Gygax is the creator of Dungeons and Dragons. He's the credited creator of Dungeons and Dragons, and he started Gen Con way back when, which is now a massive gaming convention that happens every year in Indianapolis.
Is he still alive?
No,
No.
he passed away in crap. What was it? Was it like 2012? No.
I thought it was like 2009.
How old was he?
2009, Okay. I'd have to look at my notes.
I don't know, old.
Old?
I don't remember
I'll
people's
look.
ages. Why would I remember?
I got
people's ages. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, but yeah, so it was just, how he created Dungeons and Dragons and some of his other games like Chainmail and stuff like that.
He was 69.
69 Gig was.
The hell kind of a last name is Gygax?
What was it that he drank? Buttermilk and something else, some alcoholic beverage.
Beer.
No, was it beer? Oh yeah.
He would have a glass of buttermilk and then beer every
the hell's
night.
buttermilk?
What?
What's buttermilk?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
So
Milk and like
You've never heard of buttermilk before?
Never.
What about buttermilk pancakes?
Well, yes.
So yeah, buttermilk is
Okay, so buttermilk is a range of fermented milk drinks common in warm climates. Okay, all right. Originally, buttermilk was the liquid left behind after churning butter out of cream. This type of buttermilk is known as traditional buttermilk. The term buttermilk also refers to a range of no, Miles, nobody's watching. I'm trying to watch the chat. I'm sorry, Miles. Crap.
So do you think that's how they got butterbeer, like in Harry Potter, because she knew stuff about Gary Gygax and was like,
I don't think it had anything to do with
he liked
Gary
buttermilk
Gygax.
and beer, so we put buttermilk in our beer for the stuff.
Although it's probably safe to say that Harry Potter would not have been the same without
Butterbeer.
Dungeons and Dragons, probably.
Oh, yes.
Definitely not. Okay, now I'm watching the chat, Miles. Are you happy? Oh man, even when he's not here, he's uppity.
Actually, I kind of am curious how Dungeons and Dragons actually affected Harry Potter. I don't know how much she knew about Dungeons and Dragons going.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons affected pretty much everything.
Of course, also another thing is Gary Gygax worked insane hours. Like when you're like, oh yeah, I'm starting to get too old for this, so I better take it easy. His taking it easy
Was still 8
12
hours. Yeah.
was 7 days a week. He'd work 12-hour days.
It says in her biography, page 45, that in the late 70s and early 80s, fantasy games such as Dungeons and Dragons were quite popular pastimes. For J.K.
her.
Rowling.
Okay. I mean, like just in general, yeah, they were.
That is true. I mean,
That is a true statement.
For Rowling.
Yeah, no, it's influenced pretty much everything. So it's crazy. Though he hates any of the he hated being compared to Tolkien.
Yeah.
He hated it because he was not a fan of Tolkien.
and then he got to share a spot like with Tolkien on like the 50
And
top.
he's like, I guess fine. Like if your biggest problem is being compared to Tolkien, I think you're good.
I do agree with him that Tolkien was dry.
Yeah. Except,
It was dry, Casey.
no. Sick
It
and
was
tired.
very dry.
No, you're dry.
Not quite as dry as Dune. Never gets old.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it immediately got old. Like it's old now.
Dune? Yeah, that book's old.
Yeah, no,
Also, Lord of the Rings. That's also really old.
pour
book.
yourself some beer. We got to get this going around.
All right, get pouring this stuff
Yes.
because we also did an interview this week.
Yes, that will be the second half of today's show. Will be our interview with Red Wing Brewing Company or Red Wing Brewery in Red Wing, Minnesota. I don't know why Red Wing. I have so much trouble saying that. Carlos! No! Nice save. Here you go.
I blame the glass.
It could be.
It's tall, thin glass.
Yes. No, yeah, I just grabbed 3 clean glasses. All right, so we have in front of us Pepe's Porter from the brewery. So there's a little story behind it here, so I'll read that. Red Wing lies at the head of the greatest lake on the Mississippi River, Lake Pepin. 25 miles long and surrounded by mountainous bluffs, Lake Pepin is a natural and recreational paradise. But legend says that it is also the home of Pepe, the mysterious creature that lives in the dark depths of the lake. It is only fitting, then, that Pepe's Porter be a dark beer with a mysterious complexity and flavor that derives from several varieties of caramelized, flaked, and roasted barley. While you might not be able to locate the elusive Pepe, you can always depend on finding satisfaction in a Pepe's Porter. Brewmaster's notes, it's American Porter with coffee-like notes balanced by a touch of honey malt. Comes in at 6.0% ABV and about 28 IBUs, for those of you who care about that information. No Beer Advocate score on it. I checked that. So, yeah.
Do you know what I hate?
Fictional
lake monsters.
Why do you hate fictional lake monsters?
They're horrible. They're stupid. Like, what is the big one in the
Loch Ness?
Yeah, the Loch Ness monster. Like, that one's bullshit. And then like people keep talking about it. I talk about no, it's not real.
Okay, if you do you hate non-fictional lake monsters?
Like what?
There aren't any.
Like alligators and crocodiles.
No, those are not lake monsters.
Those are real, Casey. Those are real.
Those are not lake
proven
monsters.
fact.
Not lake monsters.
Yeah, you just wait till you get murdered by one.
I won't. I avoid the waters where they live.
You can't avoid water
they're
forever,
monsters.
Casey.
No, I don't have to. I just have to avoid certain water,
All right,
right?
like Florida.
Yeah, just all of
Because
Florida.
you go down to Florida periodically. Like
Yeah, but I don't go near the water. I go to Orlando. That's landlocked.
I don't know. There's still water, and you know how muggy it gets down there.
Okay.
I think they'll be fine.
They can't swim through the air.
They don't. They can walk, Casey. They have legs,
They can't walk very far. Have you seen how short those little legs are?
and they're fast. They can just jump at you from quite a ways.
Yeah,
Well,
but they can only do that once.
when I say jump, I don't mean literally jump. They can just
They
they
lunge.
rush you. Yeah, they don't actually jump like a frog.
Okay, well, now that you're done bitching about fictional lake monsters, can we talk about the beer?
Yeah, we could do that.
No.
We tried this one at the brewery. I don't know if we got tasting notes recorded or not. We also tried their historic ale. I know we got that one tasted on air, I believe. But we really liked this one, and so full disclosure, they did gift us this growler. So this is a gifted growler of delicious beer. All right, Carlos.
Oh yeah. What do I think about the beer? Yeah, I like this beer. This is a good porter. It's not too heavy, which is I don't know. Sometimes I get worried that I'll start drinking a porter because it's so dark, and I'll think like, oh, I like start expecting a stout or something. But like this is a very good porter. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt.
Basically everything Carlos said. It's light. It has quite a good flavor to it. It's kind of chocolatey, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Wow, everything I said, that's like half of that was nonsense.
I know, and that's why I couldn't speak. I'm not a big fan of porters, so.
Okay. Yeah, no, this one is chocolatey, a little creamy.
Yeah.
There has to be like some oat and stuff in there. But it's
That brewer was really cool to talk to.
yeah, Norm. Sorry, I like that joke. I'm not gonna let it die. Anyway, I really like this porter. It's not as harsh as some of the porters that we get around here.
Yeah,
It's a lot smoother.
I do like a smoother porter over like one of the harsher ones.
Mhm. All right, Carlos, give us a score.
8.5, I think.
8.5. Okay.
I'd say 7.6.
7.6. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.
Right.
I could drink a lot of this beer. But I shouldn't drink a lot of this beer because I've been doing nothing else.
But drinking over the last couple days.
Oh, we also stopped at the Angry Minnow. Forgot to mention that.
Oh, that was delicious.
Oh, the Angry Minnow. Love the Angry Minnow. It's a brew pub in Hayward, Wisconsin. And I had nachos because of course I did. And they had jalapeno cheese on them, as well as jalapenos and other delicious things.
Yeah.
And they had such delicious beer. Yeah, just needed to give.
My BLT with avocado and egg was the greatest thing ever.
And they were brewing. And so you could, if you walked over the brewery, you could just smell the mash out. And,
yeah.
It smelled so
It's always
good.
such a fantastic smell.
It is, and it was the second time like I'd seen a working brewery in action that week, so I got lots of that smell.
Yeah, I haven't done any homebrew with you lately. So like when we did the interview, like it was like when we went back to the back area where they were brewing, like it smells fantastic.
They need to make a brewing just a brewing candle, like a candle that smells like brewing, because that is such an amazing smell. Just like the freshly crushed grains and
Too bad when we were over there they didn't. It wasn't late enough for them to have the pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the pizza's awesome. We talked a little bit about that in the interview. Yeah. Oh,
I wish that pizza's so fun.
Well, we're gonna make a trip over there.
Oh, did you ever ask?
Saturday or
Did you ask
Sunday.
the bakery if you can buy dough from him?
I totally forgot.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Oh well, should we do some other things?
Some
here?
news things.
Yeah, that's what. I'm sorry, guys. We're just a little slow today.
It's Daijobu.
And now the Department of Defense presents news with Casey.
That's me.
Does it ever get old?
No, it doesn't. No, it really does not. No, it doesn't. All right. Very short news segment this week, guys. I did about 45 minutes of research looking for news stories, and just nothing great. a lot of stuff about the Republican guy stepping down. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Boehner stepping down, and that's just kind of clogging up all the news feeds. And then some really depressing stuff about refugees and stuff like that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, I don't want to. Just telling you the things that
that happened while we were gone.
And then
there's the Pope.
Just a shit ton of Pope news. And so I have one Pope story that I found the most entertaining of the Pope stories.
Yeah, I decided to get. I don't know. This week I decided to get my Pope news from the Onion, so it was pretty great. Apparently, he just thought that Philadelphia was a horrible place that should be burned down by God.
There was a Cracked article about why the Pope should not go to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Did you read that one?
I did not.
Basically, it was a writer from Philadelphia listing all the reasons why the Pope shouldn't go there. But if the Pope did want to go there, he could totally crash on his couch. All right. So some people love the Pope just a little too much. And some of those people also hold positions in our federal government. So U.S. Democratic Congressman Bob Brady made a beeline for the front of the room after the Pope finished addressing Congress, and then he took the Pope's drinking glass that was still full of water.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, he took the Pope's drinking glass after the Pope had drank out of it, right? He then took said glass back to his office where he had a drink of the Pope's backwash. And as did his wife, 2 staffers, Senator Bob Casey, Bob Casey's wife, and Bob Casey's mom.
They want his magical powers.
Right? Brady then bottled whatever was left for his 4 grandchildren and his great-granddaughter so he can bless them with it.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know Pope Backwash was that exciting.
I can't remember where it was, but there was a massive crowd waiting for the Pope to show up. Donald Trump stuck his head out, trying to get people to cheer for him. So that was a thing, and like
Donald Trump is not the Pope.
No, he is not.
Very different thing.
Maybe Donald Trump might try to buy some of that backwash. He has the money to buy it.
Right? I need some Pope Backwash. Stat!
He's gonna use it in his hair.
The only thing that makes it stick to his head. He has to water it daily with Pope Backwash.
That and the tears of the orphans that he has made.
Man, like I just don't get the hubbub of the Pope. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you were raised Catholic, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Do you get the Pope thing?
I get that he is much more liberal with his views of what the church
Well, yeah,
should be.
this
That's
Pope is,
the
yeah.
reason why the Pope is cool right now.
Yeah, no, I get why this Pope is cool, but
I could
like-
care less about any other popes. I don't
well,
even
no,
know
but
who any of them are.
like a visiting Pope, it doesn't seem like that
Well,
big
it's
of a.
when
it's
the-
just like when the Dalai Lama comes to visit and shit.
Like it's the
So,
head of
it's a
their
figure.
of the religion. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
Like, it
Jesus
makes
is
sense.
the head of the religion.
No.
Jesus never shows up to any conventions or anything. All right. If he starts showing up to podcasts and stuff, turning water into wine and stuff, then we can
So we
start
get the
talking
Pope
about
on
him.
the podcast. Carlos, I want you to research
Casey,
that.
the Pope cannot turn water into wine.
I want to hear a conversation
Not a Pope
with
power.
this Pope and the Dalai Lama. I think that'd be a really cool conversation to
I want to see them out miracle each other.
hear.
I want to go to that Vegas show.
Once again, Casey, neither of them can turn water into wine.
Are you
Or
sure?
probably even beer. They probably can't even turn it into beer.
Well, turning water into beer is hard.
That requires some time.
Yeah.
It requires some grain.
Well, technically, so turning water into wine, but
I know that one just requires magic. Jesus magic. Well, that's why the Pope is not going to come on the show. A Michigan man got frightened by a spider on Saturday while he was filling up his car with gasoline. Being a brave and courageous, yet slightly dim-witted man, he did the only noble thing and tried to cleanse it with fire. So when he lit up his lighter and tried to burn the spider, he forgot about the flammability of gasoline. And when he brought the flame close to his fuel tank, well, the flames got significantly larger. The man and the gas station attendant were fortunately able to get the flames under control before the fire department arrived. And the spider was killed. So,
Good.
no harm, no foul. Just, guys,
Why would you-
lighters, gas.
Why
not
would
a
you even think
fun-
of trying to light the spider?
Well, actually, now that you bring it up, I was doing laundry the other day, just yesterday, and I opened up the wash after having washed it. Like, oh, there's a massive spider in my freshly washed clothes. I was thinking, I could go get some gasoline from outside, pour it in there, let it on fire. I'd have to get new clothes, but I killed a spider. I had to
Whacking
stop.
it is so much easier than.
I had to
trying
stop and think that I'd have to buy new clothes.
Especially because the spider's gonna run away while you're trying to
Yeah,
chase
well,
out the light. That's probably what
no,
it was doing, and then it was like, oh
well,
shit.
it was kind of trapped in there.
And in Carlos's defense, all he has to do is turn the washing machine on.
No, it was if it had survived one wash, it's going to survive another wash.
No, put out the fire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, you've already burned the spider. Now you can put out the fire by just turning on the washing
Or you could
machine.
just put all your clothes in the dryer, and then it'd be burnt that way.
No, I took all my clothes out.
Then
and
you'd
I
have to touch the spider.
No,
I
if you
had
go
a-
like this.
I just tossed all my stuff in the dryer, and then I smashed the spider, and that was
How did you smash the spider?
with a CD case because we have plenty of CD cases that aren't important anymore.
It's because CDs aren't important anymore. Who
Uh,
buys CDs?
I don't know. I really need to start throwing away some of my old ones because they're just eating up space.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, those are my two news stories. Like I said, very light news week. A spider and the Pope were our top two stories.
Not even an awesome Australian spider that might eat your face.
No, I know. That's how depressing it is. Though I did stumble across a story that there was an Australian company. They built a wilderness tank. I think it's just for commuting. I'm not entirely sure. But basically, it's a giant armored RV that has like a little forklift on the back. It was pretty neat.
I read about how, like in the 1800s, the UK and Europe just thought that America was this horrible cesspool full of horrible, horrendous creatures, like 3-foot frogs and things like that. But that's ridiculous.
Australia.
That's Australia. They were confusing us with Australia.
They were those fools. All right. So we're gonna launch into the
They're
interview.
called kangaroos.
We're gonna launch into the interview in just a second here. They mostly consists of myself and Rick Rowland talking to Scott Colby, one of the founders and co-owners of the brewery. The other person mentioned is William Norman, and I don't know if he will show up in this interview. I'm trying to we talked for about an hour or so, and so there was a lot of stuff back and forth, and then afterwards we went toward the the brewery back there and stuff. So he will show up in the videos. We're gonna do 1 or 2 videos on YouTube that'll be out later this week, so make sure you check those out, and we'll put links and stuff on our Facebook page and whatnot when they're done. But it was a lot of fun, and they were super gracious, just so nice to us and really accommodating. We went in the middle of the week. They opened up early so they could come and talk to us and stuff, and we got to go see their brewing process in action, which we haven't been able to do yet at any other facility. So that was a lot of fun. And I started. Oh,
What?
Okay.
All right.
That is it. So we'll be back afterwards for just a brief recap, and then to wrap up. What an interview! That was great. Woohoo! It's always weird, like when we do these cut together things, because we're not going to sit here and we're going to re-listen to the interview for an hour.
Well,
gotta be
Miles is
everybody in
probably
there.
sad.
Oh
he
yeah,
can't
it's
listen
probably
to the
confusing
interview.
for any live.
Yeah, no, live listeners. I'm sorry, you will have to download the audio version. You'll get it in just a few minutes after we wrap up here.
But yeah, it was really cool how they just let us wander around the entire place. He's like, yeah, just go shoot wherever. And
Wherever, just
I was hanging out behind the bar.
don't touch the hot things.
Don't
and
touch
you'll be
hot
okay.
things and you'll be okay. Even made us coffee and it was delicious.
Yeah, they use their own blend.
Yep.
It was by a roaster in town, right?
Mm-hmm. Breads from the bakery in town, coffee from a roaster in
and
town. It's all
All the
local
pizza
stuff.
ingredients, local ingredients.
I think my favorite thing was just how excited both Scott and Norm were
Yeah.
about the history of Red Wing, the current state of things in Red Wing, how things are kind of getting rejuvenated.
Also,
and-
how people are just excited about Red Wing Brewery.
yeah, no, and they're just very passionate people, and talking to passionate people is always fun. Oh, we should have gotten a Red Wing sticker for our kegerator.
Oh, jeez.
That means we have to go back and eat
Oh,
pizza.
no, pizza.
Darn it.
Oh, jeez.
Ah, worse. All right, guys. I just want to take a minute and thank our patrons again, because I forgot to do at the top of the show. Especially our black belt patron, Zach Zablosky. We spent all weekend with him drinking beer and making him start fires with a without matches. What we used flint and steel. We made him start a fire.
Did
with
he
flint and
actually
steel.
start with flint and steel?
No, he didn't. He couldn't figure out how to make the flint and steel work. Yeah, that actually was kind of funny.
Wait, a flint and steel? But it's so simple. It's a flint and steel.
Yeah.
He was poking it like he was poking it like this when you're supposed to be going like this.
Yeah, he
It's
was
not working.
He was doing like really short, like long drags.
All you have to do is like maybe watch some TV shows so you know how.
I know. Don't worry, Carlos. You get to do it next year.
I don't know.
It's the initiation process.
I don't know if I could go that many days of camping.
Oh, it's easy.
Maybe one day of camping, but
You just
Not
get smelly. That's the only problem.
Yeah. You just get stanky.
yeah, I don't want to go several days like that. I just want one
Well,
day.
then you bring quarters to use the shower, okay?
Yeah, Carlos. Go stay at the hotel in town.
No,
Bring your
Yeah, that
Xbox.
works.
Not a thing I'm going to do.
All right. Yeah. So if you'd like to become a patron, head on over to patreon.com/BlindNewsStudios and become a patron today. If you're going to do any Amazon shopping, click on the Amazon link at the bottom of our homepage. Your Amazon shopping as normal, and we get a bit back from Amazon for sending you there. Or if you'd like a t-shirt, head on over to store.blindnewsstudios.com and click on the store link at the top of our homepage and buy a t-shirt today. If you have any questions, comments, show ideas, or what have you, I should be playing outro music.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
What
Just
in the
keep
world?
going.
No, we're going to play outro music.
It's ruined already. It's already
There we
ruined.
go. Well, I forgot I was outroing, and then I don't have that set up because I got to do a whole thing over here. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so if you guys have any questions, comments, show ideas, or what have you, go ahead and shoot us an email at feedback@blindnewsstudios.com, or you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/blindnewsstudios, or you can follow us on Twitter at blind_ninja. Also, I'd like to give another shout out to Scott and Norm at Red Wing Brewery for just being so kind and awesome and allowing us to sit there and take up an hour or so of their time. That was awesome of you guys. You guys are the best. And if you are in the, I guess, Twin Cities area ever, and you have, an afternoon to kill, head down and check it out. Not
Walk
only
around
that,
the streets. Everything.
yeah, hit Red Wing Brewery, get a pizza and a nice buzz on, and then walk downtown. Go check out all the small shops.
The little knickknacks everywhere. The Oofda shop.
Go see the giant shoe.
The giant
What?
shoe.
Have you seen the giant
I have
shoe?
not seen
Oh,
the
if
giant
you go to
shoe.
the Red Wing shoes outlet, they have a giant shoe and spit out of leather and everything. It's very exciting.
That is.
And you know, if they're going to be in the Twin Cities area next Saturday, is the Blended Studios crew going to be on Saturday?
Oh, we're going to the Renaissance Festival
Yeah.
next Saturday. Yep. So
Cool.
we'll talk about we'll do a debrief on that.
Yeah.
Maybe try to shoot out a patron cast out there. That'd be kind of fun.
That would be fun.
And maybe if we stop at the Euros place, I'm not going to end up with some sort of horrible vegetarian food.
Carlos, that happened one time.
It was the worst.
Carlos, all you did was get falafel.
It was the worst.
Waffle's really good.
I know.
It was disgusting. How can you eat something that's not meat?
You're just crazy, man.
You eat it.
The
You put
same
it
way
in your
you eat
mouth.
candy. You just eat it.
Yeah.
It's not the same at all.
Candy's not meat.
Well, I know that. I know that candy's not meat.
Yeah, but you've had entire meals consisting of just candy.
I can't say no to that.
And who knows if Slim Jims are really meat?
Now, is it really a meal if it's candy?
Is it the only thing you ate that day?
I'm sure I've had other things those days.
I think yes. If that's your primary source of sustenance for the day, that is a meal.
It's not really sustenance. Let's be honest here.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for our show today. I really hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. Bye.